So then we still live on we not live on the dog bar page, but we should be live on
No, just put it up on that thing. Everything up?
Then the dog bar is about to be up the school page.
It should be on the yeah, no, it's good.
That's why I brought that big thing up.
Right. Yeah. But I didn't think it. I didn't think it would.
Because that was the whole point of moving the whole table.
Right.
To not unplug anything.
Not unplug nothing. You know something? My eyes have been running bad since before. I think it might have been, there's something wrong with the floor, even though we mop and sweat and all of that.
Yeah, that's possible. Because that stuff, it gets in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
yeah.
I knew it was something in the earth coming, so it was like an extra.
Yeah.
Somehow.
a new lie.
Lie.
Got technical difficulties. I've had to refresh and read and go back out and go back into this page 4 times already. Yeah, it's
We're clearly elevated. We can just rock. You want to do that? That was that came up?
What?
That page is so good. The dog war?
Yeah, the dog bar is
Looking for something new to do? Deliver with DoorDash. You'll keep your own app.
Alright, we back everybody. You know, so we had a few technical difficulties. We got it going, you understand? Let's jump to the next article. For that next article.
Okay.
And we gonna rock and roll from there. Because I always bring out, especially things that we prophesied about. You know what I'm saying? I make sure I double back. It's like with the fentanyl and the drugs. We stay up on that anyway. Number one, because we want our people off of it.
Right.
Number two, we turn around and we've been telling you that these things are going to happen. So when they happen, we put it in an article, you know, you won't be shocked. You heard it from us first.
Yeah.
You know? Like they just, look, I said it so many times, like, you're not gonna be satisfied till your kids get hooked on the fentanyl that you're on. Because that's what's next. And then what has been happening?
Rainbow fentanyl.
Now they got the fentanyl for the kids to target the children. You know? And it's sad. You know? And what's even sadder than that is not the fact that that they're making them for our kids, but you parents, you're not even trying to protect your kids from it.
Right.
Hell, you get high, so of course you're gonna allow your kids to get high. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that needs to take place. You got to get your mind right and get it together so that children can. You know, Whitney Houston said it in her song, I believe the children are the future. Look like if we allow what this society wants for our children, our children ain't going to be shit in the future. Go ahead.
That's Salakia, sir. But her daughter died just like she did.
Just like she did. Just like she did. You know what I mean? And that's how it go. That's how it go. You know, the child is going to see you get high. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, she loved her mother and was like, damn, she's great. Oh, Whitney Houston. You know, but at the same time, you got to see the real Whitney Houston.
Right.
You got to see your mama for real.
Right.
And ain't no telling how many times she had to, you know, like say, like clean her mother up or something. Or,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she passed out high, ain't ate in 5 days or something. You know what I'm saying? She probably witnessed all of that. And then turned right to the door. And that's what happens. You know? That's what happens, man. Children, they see their parents get high. So hell, we in the same conditions. And then once we start going through what we going through, like, damn, now I see why my daddy was going on the heroin. Now I see why my mom was popping the pills. And then you turn around and you start doing it too. So you're right. She died the same way her mama did. And that's pretty much what happens in the hood too. You know, you're dying the same way your parents are.
Right.
You're doing the same things. So you're gonna get the same result. You know, I don't know. I still don't understand why our people think that they're gonna be the next one to do drugs and it ain't gonna get them. None of the things that they saw their family go through, their mama, their uncle, their cousin. Oh no, I'm not gonna go to jail. Oh no, I'm not gonna turn around and lose my teeth. Oh, I'm still gonna have my weight on me. I'm gonna eat. I'm smoke crack and I'm gonna eat. And you ain't gonna, you gonna be skinny. You know what I'm saying? As can be, just like your family members are. Just like the ones that's out there on the corners that would rather smoke the dope than eat.
Right.
You know, smoking is more important than eating. Even that weed. You think you get the munchies, but hell, I know a lot of people that turn around and have their anniversary family. So where they don't want to eat, they don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple of them. Just a couple, ain't a whole lot of them, but it's a few of them. But that weed give them the munchies for sure. And they turn around and really think that that's like a comforting thing that you get high in order to eat. Like, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, come on with the next one.
No, sir. Fake priest wanted for rape in Dunwoody arrested in Missouri.
No, come on. A fake priest. All right, give me a little bit of that.
Sir. The man who was wanted for posing as a priest and raping women in Dunwoody has been arrested in Missouri, according to the Dunwoody Police Department. According to a press release, Dunwoody PD detectives received information that 46-year-old Marco Aries Johnson might be in St. Louis, Missouri. They reached out to the police in the area, and he was located and arrested in Maryland Heights, Missouri.
Good night. They got it. Just drop a little bit of how he was able to get these women. I think it's in the next paragraph. Come on with it.
Dunwoody PD said Aries would offer women who were walking or waiting for a bus ride a ride in his car after convincing them that he was a priest.
Now, this actually fits being a, I don't know what kind of priest, Catholic? What kind of priest was he? Apostolic, Pentecostal, which one? You understand? It don't matter, it all fit, it all goes together. You understand? Because guess what? They're slimy, man. Preachers are slimy.
Right.
You know, they are slimy guys. And so running up or pulling up on a woman and saying, hey, how you doing? Praise the Lord. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm pastor such and such. I'm priest such and such. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And oh yeah, you believe in Jesus? Oh, you saved, sister? Would you like to ride and talk all about the Lord? God. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, Christian preachers do that.
Okay.
They do that. That's how they molest all the children in the church. That's how they sleep with other men's wives in the church. They do that. They were rapists. I'm not shocked that this brother turned around and faked as a priest. You know what I'm saying? As a damn preacher in order to rape them. I'm not shocked because they actually do it. The ones who are the Christian priests actually do it.
Right.
They do it. They rape women. They molest children. They sleep with other men's wives. They are gay. Right. You understand? So him doing this, I'm not even shocked.
Oh, lie.
Come on with it.
That's a lot, yes, sir. But it seems to me like faking as a priest, like you kind of telling them what you're doing anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the pastor is nasty anyway.
Right.
So you hopping in a random car with this random minister, and you know, especially in Dunwoody's near Atlanta, especially in Atlanta.
Come on, come on.
Like you knew what you was getting in there for.
Yeah.
Like
for real. You was getting in there to do something. And it wasn't just to get a ride because the bus was late. You understand? You was willing to do something in the beginning for him to even finesse you and get you in the car. Come on with it.
It goes on to say, he would then make up an excuse to stop at his apartment. Once there, he would lure the women inside, beat them, and then sexually assault them.
Hey.
Wait,
yeah,
so
beat him too?
So he talked to you and got you in the car.
Won the game.
Then he went to the house and then talked to you and got you in his house.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he started beating you.
Then he turns animal.
So
then he turns animal. Good night. Like, this is ridiculous. And this goes to the topic, one of them crimes, you understand, that we have the solutions for.
Right.
You know, raping our sisters.
Right.
You know, there's a solution for that in the Bible. You know, and only the ISUK has it, because no one else cares about it. This cat does not care about the solutions to the crimes that's happening in the black community. He's part of the problem.
Right.
He is part of the problem. You know? So go on, drop the next one. You got some more?
No,
okay, drop the next one.
Okay. FEMA. No money for cars with expired tags. The federal agency says vehicles without up-to-date registration don't qualify for flood damage compensation.
Do you know how many cars was in that flood?
Oh,
You know how many cars in the flood that did not have the tags, man? We have been going through something since this COVID-19 with the, how many million people lost their job?
I think at one point it was over 22.
Over 2? Huh?
Over 22?
Over 22 million people lost their job. That is one hell of a thing to come back from.
God.
You understand? Everybody was not getting that, what was they getting, like 900 a week from the club? When they stretched it down to 900, they were 1,000.
Like that.
So I heard some folks getting 900 a week. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wasn't getting that. You know, the food stamps they was giving out.
Right.
You know, 600 in a stamp. Everybody wasn't getting that.
Right.
You know, so a lot of people, you know, may have, you know, purchased the vehicle when it was working, but then lost their job and can't, you know, can't register their vehicle. You know, because they don't have no job. Come on.
So, Lucky, even with that, the offices were closed. You couldn't register your vehicle. You couldn't go into the DMV and register your vehicle. You couldn't go into the county office to pay for the registration. You couldn't go. You couldn't do any of that. And then after the stimulus go out, and after they start getting the money, and then a couple months later, then they open the offices back up. That money gone.
Right, that money gone.
All that's gone.
That money gone. You know, that money went on bills.
Right.
You know, people was trying to, you know, at that point, it was an old saying I used to remember when I was a kid. You had to rob Peter to pay Paul. You know what I'm saying? I do that a lot. You know, I didn't understand what that was like. Why you gotta rob somebody? I didn't understand what that meant. Metaphor. You understand? It means that, look, you gotta take a little money from here to pay that bill, a little money from here to pay that bill, and what it's ultimately going to do is leave you behind.
Right.
You understand? It's going to leave you behind. And then now, since the COVID-19, a lot of our people have been behind. You know? And it's been hell trying to catch up. It's been hell, Paul. Even the few little jobs and things that they have come up with since COVID-19, like for instance, with the driving job, right?
Right.
Even with the Uber and the DoorDash and the what is Vimo and Amazon, Point Pickup, all of that. Guess what? You got to have your registration. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your insurance. You know, you got to have your plates up. And guess what? Hell, they was already behind. They was robbing Peter to pay Paul. They was paying the rent so they wouldn't lose their home.
Right.
You know what I mean? They was paying the note so they wouldn't lose the damn vehicle. You know, so they had to suffer with something. So, hey, you know what? I ain't got no money. I just gotta pay this, pay that. Yeah, I just gotta hope they don't pull me over. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all niggas got.
Right.
You know, that's all we got. Cause we ain't got no money because guess what? These little jobs they hired for the fast food joints, that's still ain't, even though they went up on their pay a little bit. You know, I seen some fast food joints go up to $15, which they were supposed to have already done that anyway. Remember that? 4 years ago, they supposed to have been up. What is it, 5? What was it? The next? Hold on. I can't remember. Hold on. The next 4 years was supposed to have been like an $8, $9, $10 increase or something. The next 5 years, I forgot how it went. But we brought it out before.
Yeah, like $7, $8.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. But it's supposed to have been up there. You know, but it hasn't. You know, I mean, we're dealing with the devil. you're gonna have to understand this. And the word devil does not mean red guy with horns sticking about his head.
God.
It means liar or deceiver. And we get deceived every single, like that voting mess. You know, that's where it came from. They convinced our people that they were going to raise the minimum wage here in Missouri over the next 5 years by damn near $10. And guess what? It still ain't even happening. It still has not happened. You know, and we turn around. What's so ridiculous about us is that we turn around and fall for the banana in the tailpipe, and then forget all about the banana and the tailpipe. We don't 3-6 months later, we don't even remember voting and what we voted for. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Why don't you ever go back and say, wait a minute, now we voted for this 3 months ago. You know, this hasn't been done. The out in Ferguson, right before Michael Brown happened, there was a sister that worked. I forgot what her position was, but she ended up getting in place these new rules that the cops in Ferguson, because of all of the things that they were doing wrong, they pulled us over, right? They had to turn around and fill out a new form, right? Not their normal stuff that they had a separate form they had to fill out right along with that.
Right.
To where they had to show and give a full breakdown on why they pulled this. You know, they call us African Americans.
Right.
So we're Israelites, but they call us African Americans. They had to say, okay, the African American's name and the vehicle. They had to give a great description of everything. Full why you pulled them over, what happened, this and that, everything, full detail. And you know what? It was 10 whole years later before anybody said anything.
Oh, God.
10 whole years. And you know something? Do you know how many months, they say years, you know how many months they turned around and actually filled out their report? It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind, but it won't blow your mind. I know you know.
Salakia, sir. I'm actually surprised it lasted months.
A month. That's it.
I was going to say, that could only last like a week or
That's
two.
it. That's it, huh? They did that for a month. And after that, they said, fuck this paperwork. And 10 years later, this woman came back and had to go and say, well, what's happening here?
Yeah.
This was supposed to have been taken care of.
Yeah.
You heard me? Guess what? It wasn't. You understand? Like, come on. So, here we are. Like I said, you voted for this. And then, this was when Obama was in office.
Right.
And guess what? The hike of minimum wage still is not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
When they came back and you helped them push it, and they so-called voted on it, and guess what? Still not there. Still not there.
Right.
Keep reading. Give me a little more there. Let's get your next one.
St. Louis is notorious for its drivers cruising around with registration tags that are months off of years out of date.
They is not lying, boy.
Damn,
Damn, they ain't lying. I'm telling you, see them everywhere on the road. You know what I'm saying? Man, they ain't lying for saying they notorious. Guess what? That's because Missouri is so rough on their slaves. You understand? They are so hard. They don't want to hire you. You understand? Right. They don't want to turn around and give you a fair shot at nothing. They only want you to at least be able to take care of the things that they mandated, make mandatory for you to take care of.
Right.
They don't even want you to get your place. They don't want you to get them. You understand? They don't want you to turn around and pay your rent in your house. They want you to be homeless. They don't want you to have the insurance. The insurance is high as hell.
Right.
For teenagers, young adults, I done heard of insurance being $300, $400, $500, and $600 if you under the age of 25. You understand? Age 25? Yeah. Under the age of 25, they got it bad. You know, and how well would an extra vehicle work out for the family? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, when your teenagers get of age, they can run to the store and grab the groceries when they get out of school or something. You know what I mean?
God.
That'll be a huge help, but we can't do that. We can't do that. You understand why? Because hell, mama car ain't registered still.
Right.
You understand? Daddy's still riding around on plates that he took off of another car that was registered when he had the junkie after the motor blew out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he junked the car and kept the plates and put them on his new vehicle, and he can't even afford to, you know what I'm saying, to get the plates right. So, like I said, they are right. St. Louis is notorious for this. Okay, keep going.
Expired tip tags are such a common sight in the city that lax attitudes around them have become an unwritten rule.
Man, come on.
However, anyone who was driving around with expired tags then had their car ruined by the recent flooding may find that lax attitude coming back to bite them.
Good night. And guess who's going to make sure that it comes back to bite you? Your oppressor.
Yeah, right.
The so-called white man is going to make sure that it come back to bite you in the ass.
Right.
That you turn around and being comfortable. He's the one that said get comfortable. The police said, look, we're not going to be stopping people for expired tags, no insurance, and things like that because of COVID. We're not going to do any of those things. Just, we're not going to worry about it.
Right.
We let you get relaxed.
Okay.
And then now, you got to relax? Oh, okay, well, it's going to bite you in the ass now.
Okay.
You understand? Like, he is the devil. You got to see that. What did the guy like say that he speaks with a forked tongue? Is that what they said?
I think it's like pale face, speak with
forked tongue, something like that. That thing, he talks a split. You understand? Like, he's saying it like a snake. You understand? He talks like a snake, right? And I ain't talking about hissing. I'm talking about lying. You understand? Things that he says is split. He said, and I remember because we brought that out. Remember that?
Yeah.
We brought that out about how the police force, when they started catching COVID, they was like, look, we're not going to pull nobody over. You understand?
Right.
We don't want no contact. Guess what? If you got expired plates, go ahead and just drive slow. They said, don't even worry about it. Don't be speeding. You understand? And almost crashed. And give us a reason to pull you over. They said that this is one reason we're not going to pull you over. And guess what? Now, speaking with that forked tongue, you understand? Now that thing that he's saying is split. First he told you, and I'm sure that's what everybody's going to say. Like, damn, you said he wasn't tripping off the plates. Now it's biting me in the ass. Now I need my plates. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said, the oppressor, he doesn't want you to get yourself together. He doesn't want you to be able to pay for these. And I remember when insurance became mandatory.
Right.
And the price went up on it. You understand? You would think that now everybody has to have it mandatorily, that the price would at least be fair. You know what I mean? But no. No. You understand? You gotta be damn near over 50.
Right.
You gotta damn near stay in the white community. You can't stay in the black community and get good insurance, especially if the crime is high in your area. You're gonna pay for that. If it's more than 10 niggas on the block, you're gonna pay for that. You understand? If it's Cadillacs and Lexuses, you gonna pay for that.
Right.
You understand? Because niggas be like to ride in style. You understand? We like to ride in style. But guess what? You're gonna pay for that style. The insurance on the Cadillac, you understand, is going to be high. To where you can damn near can't even pay for it. You know what I mean? Come on with it. Read a little more. Let's get to the next one.
According to FEMA, if your car's registration wasn't valid when the flood waters damaged it, you're pretty much out of luck in terms of getting relief from the federal agency. According to Bob Howard, a manager with FEMA's Joint Information Center, a vehicle's owner must provide vehicle registration valid at the time of the disaster to receive reimbursement for car damage by flooding. Howard clarified that expired temporary tags or expired or an expired registration forecloses any possibility of compensation from FEMA for the vehicle damage.
That's it. You understand? That's it,
Okay.
Good. Damn nice. You have to prove that this happened. Your registration was a week or a month prior to, you know what I'm saying, this happened. These floods. That's crazy. I'm gonna pull the next story real quick. This one is a video.
Okay.
I pulled the video off of Facebook.
Why does authorities say a woman did?
Okay, real quick. What this story is about. Let's see. This was a woman out in Oklahoma that turned around and ended up shooting at the police. Right, being arrested, shooting at the police. They're gonna show the whole incident, and she lived to tell this story. Good night.
Detained in the back of an Oklahoma sheriff's car, manages to get out of handcuffs, reach around to unlock a gun safe, and pulls out a deputy's AR-15. After fumbling with the weapon for several minutes, she starts shooting.
Ow! What was that?
Outside the car, deputies' body cameras capturing the bullets flying through the air.
We got shots fired up here. We need backup immediately. Start EMS. Start EMS. We got a civilian. Hit.
The deputies ducking for cover, left stunned and confused.
What the heck?
To the police.
Get out of the cuffs.
Authorities say Rachel Clay fired 10 shots at the officers last week in Gray County, Oklahoma, southwest of Oklahoma City. A bystander was hit in the chest and 2 deputies grazed.
It took her about 15-20 minutes to figure out how to operate the gun. She was pushing buttons. I mean, she was frantic.
A 6-hour standoff would follow until Clay fired.
You hear that? 6 whole hours. She just shot a civilian. She's shooting at the police. And this thing took 6 hours
God.
Really surrendered. Why does authorities say a woman detained in the back of an Oklahoma sheriff's car manages to get out of handcuffs, reach around to unlock a gun safe, and pulls out a deputy's AR?
She turned around and pulled that pistol out and started shooting at them. And a standoff happened. And you know what happened to her in the end, right? I believe she surrendered. You know what I'm saying? She surrendered to the police.
Okay.
She said, you know what? I give up. Hands up, don't shoot.
Okay.
And they actually did not shoot. How many black people do you know that say that mess, hands up, don't shoot, beg for their damn life, and they get their brains blown out? Don't even have a gun.
Yeah.
Don't even have a gun, ain't shooting up, but just running and get killed. But this white woman, this good white woman that shoots at the police, she gets, what they say, apprehended. She gets to surrender. So, okay, I'm coming out, my hands up.
Right.
The gun is empty, I don't have any weapons, I'm going to drop the gun. Just don't shoot. And they don't shoot. They don't shoot. Come on with it.
That's lucky. I was actually just watching this video. This brother, the police, they had a gun. You know, they would had their guns pointed at him, and his hands were in his pocket. I guess he had something in his pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
He threw it to the side, away from himself, away from the police is standing in front of him.
Yeah.
He just tossed it away. They shot him before it even came out of his hand.
Damn.
And then, after it was already out of his hand, they shot him 3 more times until he was on the ground dead. You see that he don't have nothing because he just threw it. And you shot him while he was throwing it.
Yeah, while he was throwing.
But they can shoot at you
Yeah.
and still had a gun with them.
Yeah.
And you apprehend them.
And keep shooting for 6 hours.
God.
For 6 hours. Keep shooting for 6 hours.
That's Salakia, sir.
Come on.
But how many rounds you got for that AR-15 in your car? What are you expecting to happen?
Gee, you already know.
Like-
To pull up on some niggas.
Like, You don't need that. Not as a cop. Not as a cop.
No.
You don't need that many
You don't need that many
rounds.
rounds, yeah.
Like if it's in your home, and you know what I mean, and it's your personal thing, you can have pallets of rounds. That's fine. How many do you have right there in your car at your disposal to just unload on somebody?
Unload.
She had enough ammo for 6 hours with one gun.
One gun. You heard the doc, he said she sat there and fumbled with it for 20 minutes trying to figure it out.
God.
So this goes to show you just how much they don't even care about arresting their people. They standing there talking, probably talking about what they gonna eat for dinner, talking about their pets and how they dog, they had to get the ears clipped, and you understand? They probably talking about some of every damn thing. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Now she is sitting in that car trying to. She already loose.
Right.
She's loose and trying to figure out the gun. She's playing with the goddamn thing, trying to figure it out for 20 whole minutes. They ain't even thinking about her. They probably was gonna let her go.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool off.
They probably was gonna let her go.
Yeah,
They was sitting there talking about whatever they was talking about and was gonna let this devil go.
Oh yeah.
You understand? 20 minutes and they ain't hurried up and really took you to the station since you were criminal.
God.
You understand? Like, come on, man.
And you already in the car.
Yeah.
Like you already in the car, you cuffed. There's no. If they was gonna take her in, they would have taken her in already, like you said. Like they were trying to get her calmed down, trying to get the situation handled out there, and they was about to let her right back out that car.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
like you said, since damn near all of them is on drugs anyway,
Yeah.
and hers was meth.
Right. She's on that meth. She's tweaking.
She probably saw aliens and started shooting at her. You know.
Right. Ain't no telling what she saw.
God.
But guess what? She saw that gun. She had enough sense to get that goddamn gun, start shooting, and killed one of them, and turn around and live to tell the story.
Okay.
You understand?
That-
Go on.
that's
Oh, come on.
lucky. That's their thing though, Cap. Like that is the Edomite thing. Look, she might have never held a gun in her life.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, every last one of them can pick it up and just know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because that is the gift the Most High gave them, and they use it very proudly.
Yeah. Scripture did say that Esau would be blessed with the sword.
Count of God, sir.
And like I said, even down to the ballistics of a gun. Know how far your bullet, if it's 2 inches long, 3 inches long. You understand?
Count of God.
He know how big of a blast it creates. He know how far to go. You understand? He know everything about the gun.
Salaki.
Good.
Coriolis effect.
The who?
Coriolis effect.
Uh-huh.
Esau got guns so calculated and dialed in, they can tell you how fast your bullet will drop depending on how far you shoot it because of the curvature of the earth.
Right. yeah, absolutely.
Like,
at so many feet and yards,
Right.
it start going down.
Count
and
of God.
it drop on the ground.
kind of the kind. Okay, so it jumps at this rate, but if you're about a mile away, see, you start to take into the account the way that the earth is curved. So now you add the earth curvature into your calculations, and they had these ballistic tables memorized.
Yeah, they do.
They had, like a lot of when they graduated high school had these things memorized. I was out there delivering one day with the flags, right?
Yeah.
And I saw this Edomite, and she was wearing her son's shirt from high school, and it said whatever school track team.
Mm.
And I was like, track team? The high school track team? Most black people don't even understand what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as I pulled
We
up,
know trap would be the house where they sell coke.
I said, as soon as I saw her, I said, oh, your son shoots trap? She's like, yeah, he shoots trap, ski. They have a high school shooting team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they go there, and like your son is practicing dribbling the ball, he's practicing shooting moving targets.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like that's their gift.
Time. While we sit here training our children to try to make it big, like you said, in football, basketball, baseball, some kind of sport, do something.
Kind
Make it big. Get mama and daddy out the hood.
of, sir.
They worried about protecting themselves.
Right.
You understand? They teaching them how to shoot.
Kind of.
You know, and here in Missouri, my children know how to shoot.
Damn right.
Legally, you can do it at the age of 6.
God.
You understand? Your children can shoot. And you know, that's for white folks.
Kind of,
That's for
sir.
white folks. 6 years old. And that's when they start.
Kind of.
Matter of fact, when we was at the gun range, I saw they had a 3-year-old. This was a 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say 2. I think it was 3. It may have been 2. It may have been. And guess what? It was all right. They don't care. You understand? Come on with it.
That's first grade.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They educate their children in how to use firearms. This is not.
Right.
This ain't the case. They don't just be going to the range and just blasting off rounds because it's fun.
Right.
No, they practice their form, their technique. They do it so that way they can draw that gun and blow you away because that is something that they do like breathing.
Right. Right. Absolutely, y'all. You're absolutely right. Get the next one.
Kind of, sir.
Because look, we bringing out everything. You understand? This next article, this is
Oh, somebody, I think that was a video too. The woman in the Five Guys.
Which
Did
one?
you want to play that video?
Which one?
The next one, I believe, is the woman in the Five Guys. Can you
You know what? No, we ain't got to pull that one.
Kind.
Yeah.
All right. St. Louis County Police Lieutenant charged with double dipping.
No,
Lieutenant.
pull the article. Yeah,
Okay.
pull, yeah,
Oh,
we
just
just gonna
not-
play the
okay,
video.
okay.
Yeah. No, we definitely got to pull that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I was meaning we ain't gonna play the video.
That's good. That's fine.
Y'all handle swear.
Woman pulls a gun during an argument at a Five Guys in King of Prussia Mall's food court, police said.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. And you know who this is, right?
Okay.
You know this wasn't no damn sister.
A day of shopping at King of Prussia Mall turned into panic when a woman took a gun out in the food court area. Upper Marion police say the woman who brandished her gun had done so after initially walking away from another woman during an argument. There was a panic inside the King of Prussia food court on Thursday afternoon. People were seen running
Right.
after she pulled the gun around 1 a.m. or 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm. They cleared that spot out. I saw the video. She pulled out that pistol, boy, they started running. Read that one part where it said what she did. It's up on one of the tweets that somebody tweeted.
I got you.
Kind of read that.
Quote from Corey Cohen. So, this lady just pulled a gun on some black woman.
Now wait, you know this lady
Kinda
is
guy.
a Karen
Oh.
because it's a black woman.
Oh, Salakia.
Come on.
Salakia, black hair pulled back into a ponytail.
You already
Mom
know.
jeans, Karen.
Yeah, you know what
Karen.
I'm saying? This was a Karen. This is why they even said it like that.
God.
Lady, they didn't want to say white lady.
Right.
You understand? Because guess what? This is his people. But,
Right.
but he still said, yeah, hey, this lady pulls out a gun on a black woman. That's how you know this was a Karen. This was
Karen,
a white
Karen.
woman. Come on with it.
On a black woman at the Five Guys in King of Prussia Mall. Whole food court emptied out. Then the cops got here, cuffed her, and confiscated the gun.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it, huh? And guess what? Nothing happened to her. You understand? Nothing happened to her. You can do whatever. Man, you talk about white privilege.
God,
You understand? White privilege, good night. You understand? Wouldn't you love to be able to just stand up for yourself, pull out guns on people and then nothing happen to you?
Right.
Wouldn't you just love being locked up in the police car, you high, and then they just let you cool down and you turn around and get the car figured out 20 minutes later, start blasting people? shot a damn civilian with the AR-15, killed the cop. You understand?
Okay.
Come on with it, read a little more.
Afterward, let's see. The single woman told police she was concerned she might be assaulted, so she took out her gun and pointed it at the other woman. Quote, afterward, when she was telling the police, after she was in handcuffs, she said that she felt threatened by these women and that she had seen a video that if you feel threatened, to brandish your firearm.
Yeah.
So that's what she did, Cohen said. She said she felt threatened. When the police arrived, officers took the woman into custody and confiscated her gun. She was eventually released.
No, she was locked up. No.
She was eventually released.
She was eventually released.
And Salaki, it says in the custody, not arrested.
Right.
In the custody just means that's when they cuffed her.
That's all.
Just to get the gun.
Yeah,
They
that's
cuffed her, took the gun, and left.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And let her go.
Gun. Got her gun. Let's see. It's just absurd that we've gotten to this point, Cohen said. Investigators say the woman legally owns the gun and has a carry permit. The officers added, no one will be facing charges.
Absolutely. No charges on pulling this gun on the people that work there. You felt threatened. What the hell you threatened for, a burger and a fry? You thought they were going to throw your burger at you? You thought they were going to slap you with a fry? That's all they got back there. Tomatoes and lettuce. And you felt threatened?
What? I'm pretty sure
Come on.
it's I'm pretty sure it's illegal to have your gun even if you have a permit inside the mall.
In the mall, absolutely.
Just for having it in the mall, she should have been arrested.
Should have been arrested.
Even if pulling your gun out and brandishing it was not a crime, having it in the mall is.
Right. Look, you can't pass out flyers in the mall and news and information. You understand?
Okay.
Newspapers and that. So I know you can't have no pistol in there either. You understand? So the mall would be getting robbed left and right if you was allowed to have a gun in there. You understand? Like, stop it. But this woman here, like you said, get to break all the law. Get to break all the rules. And guess what? No one's facing charges. She felt threatened. You felt threatened. What about them black women that you pulled the guns on that's trying to do their job? You understand? They can't satisfy you because you don't know whether you want cheese, you don't know whether you want ketchup, you don't know whether you want barbecue sauce, you don't know whether you want pickles and onions. You are the one that's messed up in the line.
Right.
And they got to deal with your dumb ass, and then you feel threatened? Stop it, Karen. Stop it. You understand? But this is the people that we are living around, huh? They got this kind of privilege, and I don't know why black people still want to join together with them. Something real important that we're going to bring out in our election is how salvation is, for Israel, the election is coming up is salvation, everyone of Israel, and who is for. And to our surprise, our people are still fighting for the other nations of people, mainly white people,
right,
to be in the kingdom with us. What they gonna do in the kingdom? Be pulling out guns on us at our restaurant? You understand? Turn around trying to shoot us because they feel threatened, or because you can't decide on pickles and onions. You understand? You can't decide on whether it's a small, medium, or large fry. So they get the gun pulled on them, and you feel threatened. You understand? You probably was running your damn mouth, and you saw Shaquita wasn't having that shit. You understand? Shaquita overmatched you with your energy. Don't they say match energy? Shaquita overmatched Karen with that energy. You understand? And want to say she got scared, felt threatened. Stop going places. Listen, white people. Stop going places messing with black people. And guess what? You won't feel threatened. You won't feel threatened at all. Because guess what? You know what we do when we go around white people? Walk right past. I walk right past. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know how's your day. I don't even want to. You don't even concern me. You know what I'm saying? You're not a concern of mine. Come on. When I see my people, now that's when I get filled with joy and they want to talk. They want to say something. Me and brothers, we run into each other in stores all the time. You know what I mean? And then we strike up a whole conversation. White people, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I ain't got nothing to talk to you about. You understand? You out here murdering my people. You think I want to sit and have a nice conversation with you? You know what I'm saying? You at the mall where sisters are working, trying to make a living, and they got to get it done, put in their face. All because you don't know whether you want a soda or a milkshake. That's their fault. That's their fault. Because what else is the problem? You understand? What else is the problem? You obviously like the food because you're there.
Right.
You understand? So what's the problem? You can't decide on if you want a number one or a number two. And they got to deal with you putting the gun on. How long are black people going to have to sit here and deal with white people?
Right.
How long do y'all want to sit here and deal with them before you realize that, you know what? I think we do need to listen to those guys on the corner that say separate from them and get back to the law. I think we need to do that.
Yeah.
You understand? How long is it going to be? Well, is it going to have to take for you to be the next one to get the gun put in your face for no reason? And then you're going to want to do something about it? Like all of our people that's being murdered by them, that's not enough. All of our people that's being oppressed by them, it's not enough. It ain't enough for you to just say, you know what, enough is enough. You understand? I done had enough of these people. Enough is enough. You know what? Christianity is one hell of a drug. It's worse than that. Yeah. It's worse than meth, crack, fentanyl, syrup, pills, all together. All the dope together. Christianity is worse than all of the drugs. I will take you if you do every drug. You understand? And I believe there's hope for you. But Christianity, oh man, look, I doubt it. You understand? I doubt it out. You understand? I doubt it, Bob.
It's a lot of kids there, but at this point, the fact that you can't see that these people, look, no matter how much you want to love them, no matter how much you want to hope they'll change, they ain't changing. Mm-hmm. They've been this way since the beginning of their existence. Mm-hmm. They were this way when they were the Romans. They were this way when they were the Greeks. Yeah. They've been this way the entire time they've been in America. Yeah. They've been inside the entire time they've been in Britain. And this is what these people do. Yeah. And they hate you with a passion, and that will never change. Right. The only thing that will change is that they'll make it sound a little sweeter to you, so that way you just walk around and protest and want to vote to try to get. Listen, I was talking to Marie about this earlier. Mm-hmm. In this world, and being a part of this world, they teach you that success is working. To get successful, you have to work hard, you have to be diligent, you have to try. That is not how anything has been established in this world ever. Right. The way that things are done in this society, they have always been done, is if they want it, they take it. Right. And if you don't give it to them, you die. Right. How does Christianity become the biggest religion in the world? Convert. Kneel to before this cross. No. Kill him. Right. Kill him. Right. We're coming over here. We don't know how to work this thing. You help us out? Yeah, we help you out. All right. Now we own this place. No, this is our home. Kill them. Right. Like, that's how this country was established. If they want it, they go and take it by the force of the sword. And that is how success is built in this world. Right. But we as a people don't function or think like that. That's why we can never integrate into their society. We can never be a part of them because we just fundamentally don't agree with the way that they actually work. Right. We agree with their words. We don't agree with the way it actually works. Right. That's why we got to come out of these societies. We got to stop trying to force our love on them. That's sick. You're trying to force them to love you. And they are showing you over and over again, we ain't never gonna love you. And Christianity is the thing that is. In fact, if you ever look, the woke people who at least are starting to try to understand that they are enemy. The first step for that is getting out of the church.
Absolutely.
Getting out of the Christian, because you can't stay in the Christian church and understand who your enemy is.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree, and that's heavy because this old sick love affair that the slave has for the master is beyond ridiculous. Like you said, it is sick. And it is completely sick to turn around and have the mindset of, I love you. Like, why don't you see it? I care. I love you. Have you ever watched movies to where the woman who's being beat by the man, getting beat, stomped, and kicked, this and that, she's constantly showing him that I love you. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything wrong. Whack. You know what I'm saying? Kicking her down the steps and all of this. And she gets up trying to prove to him that she loves him. And that's us. That's us as a whole in Christianity. That's what God has said. Right. Is that we are constantly trying to show our oppressor that I love you. Right. Please accept me. For what? You should be able to snap out of it now. Like damn. Like, I mean, you shouldn't even never snap into it. Like, we should have never even tried to. As they were sitting in church back in slavery, we was dying to go. Right. We were dying to be there with them. And you know what? They wasn't like, hey, come serve the Lord with us. Do you know about Jesus? Do you know about your Lord and Savior? Do you know about Christ? Come. We'll worship together. Right. That's not what they did. Right. That's not what they did. They came with all of the scriptures talking about a slave. Because they didn't know that slave was a servant. Right. Not someone that you turn around and you beat the snot out, and that you rape, and that you lynch, and that you burn, and that you sell because you are pissed off at your wife. Right. You understand? Because she made you mad, because she's sleeping with neighbors, you go and sell us to somebody else. Breaking up our families. You understand? Because yours is broken. Right. Come on with it.
That's logical. That made me think about this point that this other brother made. If you actually look at what happened with us as a people, right? We were never slaves. We are prisoners of war. Because a slave, you don't beat a slave. You want them to be healthy enough to work. You don't split up a slave's family. That'll encourage disloyalty and distrust. But you do those things to prisoners of war. You split up their families. You castrate them. You kill them. You torture them. You do that to prisoners of war, not to slaves. Because slavery, that's just a different type of workforce. Slavery, like what it actually is what the Irish did. You come over, they serve, and then they get jobs. Right. That's what you do to an actual slave. We're prisoners of war, and we're still at war, but our people can't see it because they've been brainwashed into thinking, oh, that was just the past. Sure. Yeah. It was so long ago. Why do you keep bringing it up? Right. But 9/11, never forget. Yeah. 3,000 people died, which was a tragic event. 3,000 people died. Never forget. 99 million die in transport. Oh, don't worry about that. Right. Don't think about that. 77 million so-called Native Americans died just from our oppressor getting over here. Oh, don't worry about that. Don't think about that. That's so long ago. We gotta let that go. 9/11, never forget. Right. Like Steve Harvey said, I don't give a damn about slavery. He don't give a damn about it. He don't want you to give a damn about it because he got money.
They think money's gonna fix these problems that we have. It's not.
Got it.
It's not. You understand? Read that last article about that cop we get up out of
Okay. St. Louis County Police Lieutenant charged with double dipping. Lieutenant John Cunningham stole about $2,400 by working for a security firm contracted with Spire while he was supposed to be on duty, prosecutors allege.
This cat here is stealing, double dipping out. You understand? Like, come on, man. We supposed to be able to trust the cops, right? They're here to serve and protect. And this cat is double dipping. Turn around and is robbing the clock. Come on with it.
A veteran St. Louis County Police Lieutenant and former Internal Affairs Commander
Good night.
on Friday was charged with a felony after police and prosecutors said he double dipped while on duty for the St. Louis County Police Department. He faces one count of stealing more than $750, a Class D felony. He's accused of stealing about $2,400 and admitted to the offenses according to court documents. Investigators.
He ain't denied.
Oh, lie. It's like he couldn't.
Right, he couldn't. No, he had it.
It's like he had time.
Right. Right. Come on with it.
Okay. And investigators for County Prosecutor Wesley Bell said Cunningham worked secondary employment for Hudson Services, which provides security for Spire, according to court documents.
And they got the police working everywhere doing security now.
Kind of guy.
Snugs, grocery
But
stores.
Salakia,
Yeah.
you can do that
Yeah, no.
when you're off duty.
Right.
He was on duty for the county, and he just switched his shirt and hopped out the car.
Big dummy. You understand? Come on, read a little.
Kind of sir.
Oh man.
Cunningham is currently suspended without pay. His annual salary is nearly $90,000.
Ooh, come on, man. You making damn near $100 grand. Just being a cop.
God.
And you know he ain't doing nothing better.
God.
And was what did it say?
Internal Affairs Commander. Internal Affairs.
Like that's where he did all his work at.
Kind of God.
He ain't doing much of nothing now.
Kind of God.
Walking around probably telling people what to do. And then we getting $100,000 to do nothing.
Kind of God. And Salakia. That's what he was probably like, look, I don't be for real doing nothing no more.
Right.
I mean, I might as well.
Right. That's exactly what he did. You big. Yeah, what did Fred call Lamont? You big dummy. You understand? Come on with it. Some more.
Prosecutors allege Cunningham worked for the security company, serving the utility company on 11 occasions between June 1st and August 9th. St. Louis County Police launched an internal investigation into Cunningham earlier this month and turned their findings over to Bell's office. Like Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
He ran internal affairs.
Yeah.
They did an internal affairs investigation on the boss of internal affairs.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Yeah.
God. Police and prosecutors use logins, radio responses, detachments, and GPS coordinates in the investigation, according to the document.
Good night.
The work was not
they were
pre-approved.
with
God. The work was not pre-approved by Cunningham's superiors and was contrary to department policies, according to the documents.
And see, this is why black people should not be police. Don't even be on the force. You understand? Because guess what? You're going to start doing like them. This is why the Lord said to separate from them. Everywhere we go, when we try to be like them, we end up getting caught. We end up getting caught. Not them. They've been stealing for years.
Right.
You understand? You know he got it from somebody.
Oh,
He got it from the people that he work under. You understand? They turn around and go to work and clock right out and every damn thing. And like you said, jump out the vehicle and change shirt. You understand? Jump out the vehicle, acting like he's going to go check on Snooks. but actually he's going to clock in at ST.LOUIS.
God,
You know what I'm saying?
sir.
He acted like he aspired at the new location they just built. You understand? Checking on the trucks, making sure nobody, you know what I'm saying, did nothing to the truck. He's actually there checking to make sure don't nobody mess with the truck.
God, God.
You understand?
God.
Like, come on, man. You understand? You're big dummy. But we're gonna have to finish up on the next one, man. We're gonna bring out the information. We're gonna start going over the solutions to the crimes that are committed in the black community. All right. I'll go ahead.
Real quick. Get out the Christian church. That'll solve a lot of the crimes in the black community.
You got that right.
Well, what you've been saying earlier, well, it's worse than any drug because they let you do the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And they let you do any crime you want to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is the first step of solving every problem in the black community.
Yeah, right. And actually getting in a place to where they have morals and have standards.
Right.
And you're only going to find that moral and them standards that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can all live by in the one and only home of the truth, which is the ISU.
That's right.
And with that, Shalom Israel.